Namaste friends. My name is Ritika and today we will be focusing on the 5 Vayus, that is 5 pranas. What is Vayu? So, the Sanskrit word Vayu translates as wind and the root Va translates to that which flows. Thus, a Vayu is an energetic force that moves in a specific direction to control our bodily function and activities. The ancient yogis found 49 distinct types of Vayu in the body. Only 5 of the main Vayus or pancha pranas are important for yoga practitioners to understand. These 5 primary current of vital force are Prana Vayu, APANA Vayu, SAMANA Vayu, Udana Vayu and VYANA Vayu. According to the yoga tradition, there are 5 major currents of vital force that run through the body and organize its physiological functioning. This is known as the pancha vayu model. If you think about your day-to-day functioning, you will see that it follows a predictable pattern. You take things in food, water, information, movements. Then you process them one way or the other. Then you absorb the nutrients or knowledge from the processing. You eliminate the stuff that you don't need. And as a result, you grow both physically and mentally. This is an example of your Vayus, that is, currents of prana at work. So, whatever physiological issues you're experiencing, it can usually be understood in terms of Vayu function. Just think if you have diarrhea, your Apana Vayu is too strong. If you have constipation, Apana Vayu is too weak. Cold hands or feet, your Vyana Vayu is not strong enough. Digestive issues, your Samana Vayu is clogged up and not churning properly. So, today in this video, you will learn about 5 Vayus and location of these Vayus, element of these Vayus, functions of these Vayus, signs of imbalance in these 5 Vayus, ways to balance these Vayus and many more. So, starting with the very first, about Prana Vayu. It is responsible for the intake. It moves downward and inward, providing the basic energy that drives us in life. It is primarily located in the head and chest region, that is, head, lungs, and heart. This channel is responsible for inhalation within the physical body. In pranayama, this refers to the inward moving breath. It is hence associated with the air element and anahata chakra. The prana vayu allow us to absorb sensations, feelings, and thoughts within the mind. The mental function of prana vayu relates to emotion. All that we take in form of perception, emotions to the food we consume is brought with the prana vayu. Now let's discuss about the functions of prana vayu. One of the most important functions of the prana vayu is to control breathing. One of the basic functions of this vayu is the swallowing of food. If the entry of the food controlled by the prana vayu is not proper, the function of the samana vayu will also be affected. The pumping of the lungs and the heart is a result of the space being created by the prana vayu in the chest cavity. The prana vayu helps enhance the intellect by controlling nerve functions. If the entry of the food controlled by the prana vayu is not proper, the functions of the samana vayu will also be affected. Now, let's discuss about the signs of imbalance in prana vayu. Imbalance in prana flow can show up as anxiety, fear, anger, breathlessness, asthma, sleep apnea or stroke, poor posture, excessive anxiety, headaches, loss of focus. Ways to balance prana vayu. Yoga asanas that are dynamic will promote a fluid flow of the prana vayu. Heart opening poses, twists, bends, inversion, or any pose that focuses on opening the upper body are some poses that you should incorporate in your yoga sessions. Child pose, cat and cow pose, bridge pose, bow pose, camel pose, dancer pose, cobra pose, chair pose, warrior poses, downward dog pose, etc. will be extremely beneficial. Pranayama is one of the most effective ways through which you can enhance, stimulate, and balance the prana vayu. Since pranayama is the technique of controlled breathing with awareness, imbibing it into your daily life will be effective. Ujjayi pranayama, Bhastrika, and Nadi Shodhana are some of the pranayams that you can practice. About Apana Vayu. Apana Vayu governs the downward and outward flow of energy within our bodies. In pranayama, this refers to the downward moving breath located in the lower center of the body, lower abdomen, that is, pelvic region. Within the subtle body, it relates to earth and the capacity to maintain resistance within the mind. It is associated with Mooladhara Chakra. Function of Apana Vayu. The mental function of Apana Vayu relates to ego. Apana is all about release, that is, physical, mental, and emotional release. Apana Vayu governs menstruation, ovulation, and reproduction in women. It helps in holding menstruation, urine, semen, and feces. It also helps in maintaining pregnancy by holding the fetus till the term. Signs of imbalance in Apana Vayu. Imbalances in Apana flow can show up as constipation, menstrual problems, sexual issues, bone density issues. Ways to balance Apana Vayu. Yoga asanas are the best way to balance Vayu, such as practicing calming and tension releasing poses like forward bend and seated twist. Focus on engaging the leg muscles and grounding down in standing yoga poses. Strengthen this Vayu. Forward bend, the tree pose, bound half lotus pose, head to knee pose, bound angle pose, the locust pose. Kapalbhati pranayama, forceful exhalation from the mouth. It cleanses the frontal brain region. About Samana Vayu. Samana is a Sanskrit term that means equal or balancing. Samana Vayu is known as balancing air in yoga. Samana Vayu unites the upward energy of prana within the downward energy of apana. Similar to a whirlpool of converging energy, the Samana Vayu churns around the abdomen, digesting everything our food, air, emotions, experiences, and thoughts. It is associated with Manipura chakra and fire element. Functions of Samana Vayu. Samana Vayu helps in pushing the unwanted part of food in downward direction towards the large intestine so that they be excreted with the help of Apana Vayu. Samana Vayu provides strength and supports the digestive fire and helps keep the metabolism intact and good. Important function of the Samana Vayu is to segregate the food into digestible and indigestible. Samana Vayu forms the sweat and sends it to the periphery for elimination. Samana Vayu forms menstrual blood, feces, urine, and sends it to their respective places. Signs of imbalance in Samana Vayu. Imbalance in Samana Vayu function include metabolism issues, poor digestion, bloating, excessive sweating and thirst, malnourishment, irregular menstruation, low motivation and confidence, poor judgment. Ways to balance Samana Vayu. Yoga asanas that involve twists, bends, and forward folds will be extremely beneficial for keeping the Samana Vayu healthy. Asanas such as the chair pose, boat pose, revolved side angle pose, reclining abdominal twist, seated forward fold, etc. Pranayam such as practicing Kapalbhati, Bhastrika, and Samavritti which generate inner heat will keep the Samana Vayu balanced. About Udana Vayu. The Udana Vayu is the ascending air or the air which carries upwards. The upward movement holds us up and makes us stand straight. It governs our ability to stand, our speech, effort, enthusiasm, and will. It is located near the diaphragm and throat and is responsible for certain respiratory functions, speech, and mental functioning. Its associated chakras and elements are Vishuddhi Chakra, Ajna Chakra, and Ether. Functions of Udana Vayu. The functions of Udana Vayu is production of speech and phonation, that is production of words and voice. Articulation. This Vayu helps in singing, which is also a type of song. The energy, strength, endurance to perform any activity and immunity are the result of the Udana Vayu, working the prana and the vyana Vayu. This energy is given by the healthy functioning of the heart, which provides nutrient and blood, and lungs, which provide oxygen to the blood. Power of retention of information is function of Udana Vayu. Power of reproduction of information, memory are under control of this Vayu. Signs of imbalance in Udana Vayu. Imbalance in Udana Vayu functioning include asthma, voice hoarseness, depression, poor memory, lack of creativity, direction or goals, negative mindset, poor memory, forgetfulness, lack of self-esteem. Ways to balance Udana Vayu. Here, focusing and practicing yoga asanas incorporate the opening of the neck and shoulder and also focus on the placement of the head. Asanas such as shoulder stand, headstand, plow pose, fish pose, bridge pose, lion pose, and legs up the wall pose, etc. can be practiced to promote and balance the flow of Udana Vayu. Pranayam such as Simhasana, Ujjayi Pranayam, and Brahmari Pranayam will stimulate the nose, ears, mouth, and the physical throat. About Vyana Vayu. The Sanskrit word Vyana means outward moving. Thus, this Vayu moves from the center of the body to other parts, including the brain. That is, it moves all over the body. It is connected to the element of water and also possesses its characteristics. It is also connected with Swadhisthana Chakra. Function of Vyana Vayu. Circulation is the major function of the Vyana Vayu. It helps in circulating the nutrients, water, and blood to the various parts of the body. Activities such as walking, moving, yawning, and other eyelid movements are governed by this Vayu. The activities of the heart is also governed by the Vyana Vayu. Vyana Vayu makes it possible for the muscle and joints to move without a hitch and encourages the flow of thoughts and emotions in the brain. Signs of imbalance in Vyana Vayu. Imbalances in Vyana Vayu may show up as poor circulation, edema, lost sense of taste, skin disorders, blocked skin pores, heart attack due to blocked arteries, feeling of separation. Ways to balance Vyana Vayu. Due to the nature of Vyana Vayu, practicing vinyasa such as sun salutation will be extremely beneficial. It will help to promote the circulation of blood and oxygen in our whole body. Asanas such as all warrior series poses, triangle pose, eagle pose, half moon pose, and chair pose are some of the poses that you can practice. Many standing and balancing poses will help you to bring awareness in Vyana Vayu. Anulom Vilom, Nadi Shodhana, and Kumbhaka are extremely beneficial pranayams that can help in balancing the Vyana Vayu. Here we complete our 5 pranas in detail. Now I hope from next time, whenever you have any kind of physiological issues, you know which Vayu to work on. So I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. Keep smiling. Take care. Namaste.